And David Lloyd.
A very, very tough course. Yes. Just tell us about the stage. How did it start? Because it seemed to split very quickly.
The first couple of laps, there was literally no letting up in the pace. I mean, after 3 laps, I think the bunch was in half, and then the next lap it was in quarters of the half. So it was just literally all on the gas from the start.
Harder than the one last week for you? Yeah. Bigger hills.
Yeah, well, that one, because obviously I was off the front, it was a nice, just consistent effort. Whereas today, the hill, it doesn't all hit you in one go.
No.
So it goes up, it flattens off over the finish line.
It's quite stepped, didn't it?
Yeah, so it was over the second part where all of the attacks were coming each lap.
Yeah.
And then I think it was, we just took 3 laps to go. And there was a group of about 10 and then a group of 3 or 4 and then 1s and 2s. It was just in pieces.
Because I did see at one point on the front chasing from one of the groups. Were you working with other people or?
Yes and no. So obviously with tomorrow in mind I was trying to conserve a bit today, so I was trying to limit the amount that I was doing on the front. I was in a couple of moves, chased a couple down, but end of the day, tomorrow is where it's a double day, with obviously a flat out 6.5 minute effort in the morning. So I think that's where the bigger time gap's going to come from. And then it's just leaving it all out there on the road for the second road stage.
And were you surprised when it all came together with a lap to go? I mean, it's a huge group.
Yeah, I look back.
Except for Alex off the front, right? Only a few seconds.
Yeah, so.
And then it got neutralised.
Yeah, so I think there was an incident with a car pulling out on one of the tight, twisty back lanes. Sadly, a rider on the deck when we got there. So yeah, the comms did the right thing, neutralised it. And then at the time there was 4 guys off the front. So a couple of us tried to take control of it a bit, because even though it was below the threshold for them to have to be given the gap back, we sort of got to the front, blocked it and said, look, it's only fair. They had like 25 seconds at the time with half a lap to go. So it was only right that we gave them that bit of a gap back. And then as soon as we deneutralised it again, gave them the gap, the attacks came and it was just brought back straight away. And then then Damo went. Nobody really wanted to chase that. He got all the way until about probably 500 meters to go. So about halfway up the final climb, and then finally we had, I think it was Alex Peters and Toby Barnes. They decided to have some fun. So I'm happy with it today. Obviously.
Well, I think that's a top 10. Looking at the finish there, around about a top 10. I think.
Yeah, so it was 8th on the line. I'm pretty sure we counted. So it is all still to play for tomorrow. So hopefully it will suit me a bit more tomorrow. Not quite as steep on the climbs.
It's a time trial. It does go up.
So the road race tomorrow, the climbs, they're not as significant as today. They're a lot shallower. They're not as punchy even.
Drags.
It is just draggy. So at the end of the day, I think that will suit me a lot more. You can. On those sorts of courses, you can do some real damage as well. The steep climbs here, it does break it up, but if you can put it in the gutter on a drag, it falls apart just like it does today. So we'll see what happens.